We are currently at the World Economic Forum Congress. We are joined by the President of the WEF, Borge. Brende, thank you very much, sir, for joining us on the India Today group. I want to start by asking you, what does it mean for the World Economic Forum to have Prime Minister Narendra Modi come and inaugurate the forum this year, and what's the special significance of that?
We're very pleased to have Prime Minister Modi here. India is the largest democracy in the world. India economy is growing very fastly. India is also undertaking important reforms. So we're very much looking forward to listen to the Prime Minister's vision for India, for the world. So it's a significant visit also for us.
How does the World Economic Forum view the economic policies of Prime Minister Narendra Modi and his government?
So we have seen during the last year that India has improved its ranking on the Global Competitiveness Report that we issue every year. We are seeing no situation where India's economy is growing faster than in most other countries. But India is also, of course, facing the same challenges as we are all, how to make sure that this growth is more inclusive, creates all the jobs that are necessary, but also is sustainable, environmentally friendly. So I'm very intrigued by the reforms, but I'm also very much looking forward to the Prime Minister sharing his vision for a more inclusive India moving forward.
What do you believe Prime Minister Modi and India need to do to attract more foreign investment into India? Because the Prime Minister's big pitch here is India means business. What more should be done to get more investment into India?
I think Prime Minister and the government and India knows this very well. I'm not the one to tell India how to have policies on this, but what we are seeing is that the growth is substantial. But I know also for the Prime Minister and for the government, it is important to attract more foreign direct investments. I think predictable and sound economics is important in that respect. But what I'm also pleased to see is that India is now becoming a major investor abroad. We see that in Myanmar. We're also seeing it in Africa. And this is India that is also playing much more of a global role already. But I think we will see an increased Indian footprint globally also in the coming decade.
Last year you had Chinese President Xi Jinping come and inaugurate the World Economic Forum. The inauguration is considered a big deal because you've got world leaders from the most powerful countries of the world vying to come and inaugurate your forum. What was the thinking at the WEF behind picking India and Prime Minister?
India is the largest democracy in the world. India is an economy growing at a very high pace, one of the fastest growing economies. We also know that there are a lot of entrepreneurship, innovation in India, and not at least our 900 leading CEOs of the world wanted to hear Prime Minister Modi sharing not only his vision for investments in India, but India's role globally, because this is a country with more than 1 billion people. It is a country that will play an even more significant role in the years to come. And where does India want to go? We're very excited about this.
The theme of the World Economic Forum this year is building a shared future in a fractured world. How do you see the WEF work towards helping build that future, and what role do you see the WEF 2018 play in that?
So you're right that what we are observing is that there is more competition between leading countries than before. There is a vacuum, there is geopolitical challenges like the Korean Peninsula, like Syria, we're also seeing Yemen. In addition, we are faced with systemic challenges like climate change, but also how to make sure that globalization creates more jobs and is more inclusive. The only way to deal with this and solve these challenges is more cooperation. And we're not seeing that cooperation happening between countries and businesses. So the World Economic Forum is the international organization for public-private partnerships, and we need more partnerships, more cooperation. And if we here in Davos can then solicit and initiate this kind of cooperation, we have also fulfilled our mission.
What do you believe makes the World Economic Forum the most important gathering of the world's who's who? It started off in a small Swiss ski resort. Now it's grown miles in all directions. Why do you think the WEF has come to occupy the kind of place it has?
I believe that participants appreciate the informality, but also appreciate that there's really leaders from all walks of life here. It's the leading business leaders. It's 70 head of states and governments from all over the world, and there's also leaders from the civil society. I think a lot of the challenges that we are faced with can only be solved if you have this multi-stakeholder approach. And the forum is very focused on partnerships where we also get the business sector on board. How can we create the hundreds of millions new jobs in the future if we don't have the companies aboard? And I think that's where we can make a huge difference.
The fourth industrial revolution is one of the big thrust areas for the World Economic Forum. We're already seeing a country like India leapfrog over several generations of technology because of the internet, because of telephony, internet, mobile telephony now going into our villages. How do you see India play a role in this fourth industrial revolution?
India is already, as you said, playing a major role here. I believe that on robotics, on artificial intelligence, on precision medicine, on self-driving vehicles, we will see India taking a very proactive role. We are also enhancing our cooperation between the World Economic Forum and India when it comes to the Fourth Industrial Revolution. We already set up a center in San Francisco on the Fourth Industrial Revolution, making sure that the Fourth Industrial Revolution is also working to the best of human mankind. All these new technologies can really be something positive for the world, but used in the wrong way, it can also be something negative. So we have to establish policies, protocols to make sure that we also have rules and regulations in this area. And I see India as a major partner for the World Economic Forum moving forward in this field.
And finally, given how important the WEF has already become, what's your vision in future? As India plays a more proactive role at the World Economic Forum, where do you see the WEF go from?
We have some of our key business partners in India. We have some of the leading companies as partners for decades. We also see India playing a more prominent role globally, also on the business sector. So the World Economic Forum is the international organization for public-private partnerships, and we envision to have India and its companies as crucial partners when we are working for improving the state of the world in the future also, and in a range of areas, jobs, the environment, but also addressing geopolitical risks and avoiding proxy conflicts that we are unfortunately seeing growing.
Thank you so much. We really appreciate the time you took out for us in a very, very packed schedule, and I hope you have a fabulous and very successful Congress. Thank you very much.
Thank you for inviting me, and I hope you're enjoying the snow here in Davos.
We've been having a very good time. Thank you so much.
Thank you.